Alright, so welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to create a painting using stylization. And as inspiration, we're using an artwork by Daphne Odjig. The first step, of course, is to simply draw your design onto your canvas, as you can see that I'm doing here. Once that's complete, we're going to move into the phase of creating an underpainting. We do this by watering down some simple acrylics, right? And here you can see that I'm using the primary colors of white, blue, and red. And I mix in a little bit of black here and there in order just to try and get in some additional variation in terms of the tonality and overall patterns of light and dark that I want within the finished painting. So these are very thin, light layers of paint that are put in simply to try and get that rhythm of lighting, right, and tone throughout the entire composition. And this is done really quickly, as a matter of fact, right? And this is about maybe 10 to 12 minutes of quickly blocking in these colors and using different tones in order to create pattern and repetition throughout the design. Alright, so once the underpainting is complete, the next step is to start developing the paint texture and making sure that we are layering. So what I'm doing now is adding a little bit of white paint into my colors in order to make the paint more opaque and to make it thicker so that we don't see all of the brush strokes. With stylization, we want to make sure that the colors are really nice and flat in order to create that strong, vibrant appearance that we see in Daphne Odjig's work. So this process takes a little bit of time in different areas depending on the color mixture. You are going to need to do multiple layers. In some cases, I've done about 4 or 5, in particular with the reds, in order to get them to be really nice and vibrant. At this stage, it's really important to remember that we're not concerned about the outlining. That's going to be done at the end and as a finishing touch. Okay, so I'm going to allow you to continue to take a look at the remainder of the speed painting here as I develop all of the flat areas of the color, and I'll jump back into the video in order to talk about some tips and tricks for your work with the outlining with black paint a little bit. Alright, now that I've done all of the flat painting work, it's time to go in and to do the outlining. And to do this, I'm going to be using a thinner brush, ideally a round brush, so that I can go in and get all of the curves and control the thickness of the lines really easily. One thing that's really important to be doing while you are using the round brush, or any brush for that matter, is adding water very regularly to your paint and to your brush in order to get it to flow fluidly from the brush onto the canvas board. However, the one drawback with adding in this water is that it can get a little bit translucent, so from time to time you may actually need to go in and draw over the lines a couple of extra times in order to be able to get the black to be really nice, strong, and bold. Okay? The whole process, right, is a little bit slow, okay, but it is what really brings everything together. So this is where if you have missed overlapping the paint from one color to the next, the black outline should hopefully cover all of those little white flecks up in the transitions between colors in order to really get that really strong and vibrant sense of unity within the entire composition. Okay, so for the rest of the film, I'm just going to be going in and adding in some of these details and revisiting some of those areas to get the color intensity up. So sit back, enjoy, and if you have any questions, please make sure that you're asking. Take care. Bye.